Dobry
Zdravejte!
and welcome back to our little Bulgarian adventure.
Yep, we're in the heat of summer, we're hitting the high 30s and it's hot.
Yeah, nearly every day this week except for Tuesday when we had a torrential thunderstorm for about 3 hours.
It was a lot of torrential, very heavy rain. It must have been 3 or 4 inches of rain.
Yeah, all our wheelbarrows, which we've been using for ferrying various bits around, and were empty but standing up because we didn't expect any rain at all. We're full.
But Lynn wanted a water feature and she had 2. So job done.
Job done. That's what Max thought. Yeah.
Well, the important news of the week, Sheppy and Hamish have been to the vets and they are both fine.
Yes.
That's our last visit, hopefully, of that sort. All the animals are done that we have and we're not planning on getting any more. So.
Not planning.
We weren't planning on having 6 dogs.
We weren't planning on having those to start with.
But yeah, so they're all done and they're recovering nicely. We have the battle of the antibiotic tablet every morning so far.
Well, we've got really good at that now.
We are
on day 4 and it's a doddle.
I'm not sure if they're getting better or we are. I think Lynn is, to be honest. Hamish still doesn't like it, but
yeah.
Well, only 1 more day to go with the antibiotics and that'll be that.
Yeah, so they're both recovering well.
Yes. And the rest of the week we had a little trip to Schumann to get a few bits and pieces for ticking jobs off the list. And this week, this is what we've been up to. This week we're carrying on with some of the snagging jobs that need doing around the house. We've also decided to do a bit of an addition to the kitchen as well. We've already hung the spare wall cupboard we had above the fridge. This gives us obviously more cupboard space, but underneath we're going to put a bit of worktop which will give us a bit of additional workspace. Currently this is where we have our fridge. The fridge will stay there, the worktop will just go over the top of it. But the idea is to tie it in so that this side here matches up with that side over there, and then we'll have double worktop either side of the stairs. So I put some buttons on the wall to support both the side panel and the worktop. I've now got to fit the side panel. Once that's in place and secured, I then come on to fit the worktop. So we've now got the side panel in, the top worktop in place, all secured. The cable for the fridge now goes round past the end of the worktop and up into the plug. The side strips, aluminium strips, are glued in place. The masking tape just holding them while I set up. And the very last job I have to do now is just put a bead of silicone along the back wall, and that'll be another piece of usable worktop and a little housing for the fridge. So that's the new bit of worktop in place with the side panel on. The fridge fits under there, as does the rack with the cleaning stuff. So that gives us a bit more space that we can use and helps finish off the kitchen. One of the jobs we've been saving for these hot days is the job down here in the cellar. Now we've got to scrape out between all the stones and then repoint. So we've got Max with a pickaxe hacking away, getting out what is basically mud and dirt so that we can then replace it with proper MPI 25 mortar. That will allow the wall to breathe, but will also fill up all the gaps. Another job we're doing is taking the bark off of these posts. It's something I should really have done before I put the posts in place, but I didn't. So now Lynn's taking the bark off so we can then treat the wood. The ceiling in here, which is the floorboards above, will also be treated. And that will protect them from damp, that will protect them from insects, and just hopefully make them last a bit longer. My next job is to finish off the plastering on the archway that's on the stairs between our back room and our kitchen. I did start this previously and then ran out of plaster, so I've got to finish that off. Then that'll be another few jobs off of our list. So you can see I've done the inside of these walls and the cross bit, and that side of the archway has been plastered. It needs a sand. I left the other side of the archway because I knew that if I did that I would lean on the side I'd just done and spoil it. So I'll be doing that later this afternoon. So this is the wall that Max started chipping away at, removing the mud from between the stones. There's still lots to do, but we are making progress, and he'll do that in little batches until it's completed. You can see the bark that's been removed from this column here. Lynn's chopped all that off and scraped it away, so it now just needs painting or treating with the wood preservative. The supports above my head and the underside of the floorboards will all be done. We're also going to start repointing these walls. This one at the back has been cleared out to a certain degree. It's ready for putting the new filler, the new mortar into it. So we'll get on with that as well at the same time, whilst enjoying the coolness of the cellar. Another job we found is a bit of remedial work on this windowsill. This is how it's built. We'll build that back up with the rocks and things and mortar it in properly. That's the job for next week, so we'll let you know how we do in next week's video.
Yes, we'd originally left that little area of the kitchen because we were going to get a bigger fridge. But as the other one is still working, we thought we don't. And the difference in price between an under-counter type fridge and a bigger fridge was nearly double.
Yeah, and we thought for the extra space it's not worth the extra money.
No. So once we decided we were going to get another little fridge to go under there, we then realised we could put a bit more worktop on top of it, which gives us another little work area.
So less than 2 months into its operation, we've changed the kitchen.
We haven't changed it.
We've added to it, yes.
Yeah. So what was the drinks and breakfast toast station is now just the drink station, and the new area is now the breakfast station with the toaster on it.
So we've got little zones.
A bit more room.
To,
yeah, little zones in my kitchen. I love it.
We've also this week we've continued with experimenting with the solar oven. We're trying to perfect bread and get it to brown nicely on top. We'll let you know how that goes once we've got it sorted.
Yeah, we are getting better.
Oh yes.
The second batch was a lot darker than the first batch, but a bit darker, but the bottom
Yeah.
wasn't quite.
No, so
right.
I've got to tinker and play about, but that's the sort of thing I enjoy doing. So.
Yeah, there's a batch on at the moment. So
Yes, cooking as we speak.
you never know. But this weather is ideal for it.
Yeah.
Say 36, 37 degrees we're expecting here today.
We also are using the solar shower again to give us some hot water. And yesterday it was too hot to do the washing up in.
Yes.
So that's working well as well. So the sunshine's free, we might as well use it.
And so we're getting in the pool every day is an absolute essential.
Oh,
we
yes.
need a good hour just to cool our bodies down.
Yeah. Before we start warming up again in time to go to bed.
Yeah. And that's working quite well with the filter system.
Yes. So all in all, we're a bit more organised than we were last year.
Well, we didn't have a pool last year because of puppies.
Like I said, we're a bit more organised. So yes, that's been how our week's been progressing. We are planning on a few days out in the coming weeks, so we'll obviously bring you along with us when we do those and show you the sights. There's a few things we want to show you, but it's a surprise, so watch this space.
Even for me.
Even for Lynn, I haven't told her anything yet. We'll just jump in the car and off we'll go. Yes.
He's always been spontaneous, Adam. Anyway, was there any... The other little jobs, we've been starting work down in the cellar, haven't we?
Yes, but
Which is lovely.
and we saved it for this time of year because it is cool down there and it's not cool up here. So, but yes, it just keeps the work ticking over. So, get us nearer to finishing the house.
Yeah, you can do nothing outside once you get past 10 o'clock in the morning.
Well, the
Nothing.
sun is fierce, I think is the word for it.
Yeah,
So,
we're not adapting well to that level of sunshine, having
No.
been living in the north of England.
but we'll get there.
We will.
Yes, so I'm not sure there's much else to tell you this week.
No, I think that's about it.
Yes, we've had some carrots. We have had some carrots out of the garden as well as some potatoes.
Yes,
and
first
some
time
onions.
ever I've managed to grow some carrots.
They're not huge, but they are carrots. So we'll count that as a win.
And we've got lots of tomatoes, but not quite ripe yet.
No.
Loads of cherry tomatoes and quite a few other big ones, but
Yeah.
they're green still.
But as they ripen, we'll show them to you. There's no point in showing you green tomatoes.
I think by the end of this week we might have ripe ones if this
If this sun
sun
keeps up,
keeps
yeah.
up.
Yes, and we stick to our watering regime of, well, watering.
That's
So-
about it for us this week.
It is. It just leaves us to say,
Stay safe.
be well.
Skoro.
Skoro.